guys, welcome back to my channel, Michi Makes Up. Today I'm going to try on some new makeup that I've accumulated and have enough to put together this video. The first item I look most forward to is Saie's new concealer, the Hydrabeam concealer. I've heard many good things about this, so I'm very curious. We'll be using this as an under eye concealer and perhaps a spot corrector as well. Just depends on the shade fit against my skin tone. And then I have from LYS their Triple Fix Serum Foundation. I do think that this shade here, LN6, could be a good match, and it is light to medium coverage with natural skin-like finish. I gotta give a shout out to my friend once again, Jelly Rouge, on Instagram. She actually was super sweet. She had sent me a handful of samples, and I'm going through them one by one. So in addition to the foundation card here, I also have the Hourglass Caution Extreme Lash Mascara that I will be trying for you guys. Although this is, I mean, many of these items besides the Saie one is really not new to the industry, but they're new for me. And then we have something that is slightly newer. It's actually Chanel's Cheek and Lip Balm. My SA prepared 2 samples for me, so I'm gonna try this out. This is the 2 shades that he picked, is Lively Rosewood, and then on the side here is Wake Up Pink. And then while this is not new, because depending on when I post this, I think the video for this particular product is already live, but if it's reversed and this goes up first, this will be the first time I am trying Lisa Eldridge's Elevated Glow in the shade Pink Moon. So this is brand new, the shade itself. I love her formula for this liquid highlighter. And so when she came out with a new shade, and I only have one, which is Crystal Nebula. So when she came out with a new shade, I thought, wow, I've got to try it. It is a cool tone, a cool pink undertone. Very excited for that. I think that is it. So let's get right into it. I'm going to first start with the concealer. I'm going to swatch it on the back of my hand to see. Okay, I think it might be a little bit too peachy and not bright enough, but we're going to go in and see what that's like. It might be too peachy for me. Very light coverage. I'm going to go back in for some more. And I did wet the sponge, so it does absorb or dilute the product a little bit. The coverage is okay. It is actually very natural, very light, so I am going to go back in just to dab some areas that I think can use extra help, extra coverage. Yeah, I think that looks all right. Now I'm going to go into areas with redness, and we're just going to spot conceal here. I will blend into the skin with either a brush or a sponge. I'm actually going to go in with a brush instead. The sponge can do the job of like blending in your concealer and in complexion products, but with the brush, you can actually retain more coverage or have it kind of packed on rather than diffused, because this is wet. Now, I do prefer using a sponge for under eye concealer because it helps prevent the product from setting into lines, and I find that just kind of going back and forth between like a really good brush for complexion products or a sponge, I find that for under eye the sponge really does magical work. So that's the reason why I'm using both. With concealer in place, I'm going to go into the LYS, which by the way stands for Love Yourself, Beauty in the shade LN6. And I'm fingers crossed that this is going to be a good match. I've been doing pretty well with these foundation sample cards. Tom Ford, we found a perfect fit with number 4, and then Lisa Eldridge's Seamless Skin Foundation. I think was it number 9, was like a really great fit for this time of the year. I'm hoping we continue the streak. This might be a little bit too peachy for me as well, but let's go in. I say that every time before I even go in. I should just be a little bit more patient. Might be really good, because this looks actually pretty good. Once again, this is actually maybe a pretty good match. Okay, so before I go on to the left side of the face, I just want to show you the right side here. It is light coverage, but I like it. I think it's actually not that light. I'm not going to go in for a second layer because I want to make sure I address the left side first and cover that up, but you can see the difference between the two. It is natural and finish. I think this is a good shade match also for this time of the year. The streak continues. I'm going to set the foundation with loose powder, and then we'll come back for the other product. For blush, I'm taking Wake Up Pink from Chanel, and I'm just going to dab a little bit first. Seems very bright, so light-handed. Then for highlighter, we're going to use the Elevated Glow from Lisa Eldridge. I have way too much on this side, so I'm going to do that. Spread the love. Then for lips, I'm actually going to go in with a finger because this is also a lip product, and I'm just going to dab it on. I am using the same shade as I did with the cheeks, which is Wake Up Pink. So this is how it looks on the lips, kind of all spread out. It definitely highlights the balmy texture. It's not uncomfortable, but it is thicker than you would expect from like a lip balm. And I think because of that, this product actually might be a better fit for the cheeks. Curious of the stain power. I'll definitely be wearing this for the rest of the day and give you guys an update at a later time. I'm gonna go back in with the second application for the lips. It is a buildable product. I am getting more like a stronger tint with the second application, but I think when compared to other balmy, very emollient, hydrating lip products from Chanel, there are some better choices, like their Listerot lipsticks, which is a satin. If you go with the lighter shades, it is not balmy, but like your natural lip color does come through. There's also the Cocoa Bloom formula and Cocoa Flash. I think just even off the bat, I think those might be a bit more comfortable. It's not bad that you can use this balm for both your cheeks and your lips. I just don't know that I would use this as a lip product first choice. Then for eyes, I'm going to use Viseart's Peridot. This is from their Petit Fool line that came out just this past holiday season. I figure I have some green, specifically this shade, to match my coat, and then we'll finally come back to try on this mascara. All right, now I'm ready for the Hourglass mascara. This is the finished look, and before I talk about the Neutron products, I do want to give a shout out to Peridot from Viseart, the Petit Fool line. This palette is amazing. If you're into green, it's so easy to use. The inclusion of this matte shade here it doesn't stand out next to all these like beautiful, you know, metallic shimmery shades, but it is so practical. You can use it to diffuse, correct any mistakes if you went in too heavy-handed in the deeper shades. Any one of these. And this green here does not wash me out. I focused the green from the inner corner and then moved it or blended it all the way to the center of the lid, and it just doesn't wash me out. If it was a lighter green, it would. This is perfect. This combination of greens is perfect. They're actually, Viseart just came out with a new set of Petite Fool that is exclusively sold on Beautylish, and I can't wait to get my hands on those. Very excited about those as well. There might be some repeat shades from other Étendu palettes that I have, but I think 2 at least, maybe even 3 out of the 4 of the new ones are not shades I already have from Viseart. So I'm very excited to try those. But going back to the products we tried today, foundation wise, it's looking good. I do like it. I know it says light to medium coverage, but I think for me it's closer to medium, and I'm just fine with that. No issues there. Natural finish. Gonna see how it wears throughout the rest of the day. And for the Chanel Cheek and Lip Balm, I like it much more on the cheeks. On the lips, it just feels a tad heavy. And I know I use my finger. I probably would get much better precision with a brush, but I don't know, you know, when you have something creamy like that, I just use my finger a lot of the times, and I'm just not, it looks okay, but I'm not really wowed by it. I'm not really into the texture of it either. So I think for cheeks, it looks cute. Probably not something I would go for on the lips. And then for the Saie concealer, this is not the right shade for me. It does okay with concealing under the eyes, but I am somebody that has like dark circles. It's improved over the years, but it tends to be a little bit, well, it's my challenge. Let's put it that way. It's something that I do struggle with. It's my challenge, and I need a little bit more coverage. I don't mind going in. I think I went in 3 times. I don't mind doing that, but the shade match is an issue for me. And when I looked on their website, I think there's only one or 2 more shades, maybe even 1 shade lighter than this, and it looked like the undertone would not be a good fit either. But let me show you. Let me just swatch this against some other concealers I really like that I find is a good fit for me, either because it has like the right undertones or just the right coverage. So I have 2 other ones here. This is Saie. This is from Pat McGrath, L5. And this is from Merit, which is their linen shade. And you can see these 2 are similar, whereas this is much warmer, peachier. The peach tone is actually, you know, can be quite good for if it's even more orange than this. It can be actually quite good in covering up like deeper spots like under eye. But because the way I use concealer is I also want to spot correct, in these areas here, if you look closely, it's like a little bit too warm, like too peachy, a little bit too orange, and I know it's not going to be a good fit. So unfortunately, I think I have to return this, but I will wear it throughout the day, and I just want to see how it oxidizes, or maybe it kind of stays the same way, and just if it sits nicely on the skin. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you've tried any of these products below, and if you watch the video to the end, you're new to the channel, thank you. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to get notified every time new content is released, and give this video a thumbs up. I review a lot of luxury makeup, luxury skincare, and luxury handbags along with clean beauty. See you guys in the next one. Bye.